Well, I believe you have everything for the fucking.
Hey, we're live.
Or now I can just.
Nice job, high four.
One shot, one kill.
Ronnie did.
Now introducing your Butthole Podcast. Scott, the Great Brandino, Gage's Rage, and Star Lamar.
What's up, girl?
I love the butthole.
Who doesn't love the butthole? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Butthole live stream number 2 for the night. We're back with a bit, which we'll be talking about PlayStation 5 versus Xbox Series
X, S, whatever you want.
S and X, both.
The new Xboxes.
Yes, the cheap one and the one that will compete with PlayStation for supremacy. I will say, to kick this thing off, I got a PlayStation 5 pre-ordered, but I do want, and I don't think I've told any of you guys, I do want you guys to go around and guess where I ended up having to pre-order it from.
I'm going to guess it's not an obvious place because
At
you're
all.
asking us.
Sony.com.
No, they didn't sell pre-orders.
Kmart.
I'll start narrowing it down.
Kohl's.
It's not the place with the big red circle.
Target. Walmart.
Not Target, not Walmart.
GameStop.
Costco.
Funko
Costco.
Land.
Now you're talking. It's Costco. Yes. I had to pre-order it from Sam's Club,
Whew.
Well, that's different.
and I was sweating it out hardcore because,
That's going to be a good sign for the new gen.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you guys remember, I don't know how closely you were following it, but I watched the PlayStation 5 reveal party for the PlayStation last Thursday, I think it was, and PlayStation announced that it was Wednesday night actually, because PlayStation announced, pre-orders will go live tomorrow, starting as early as tomorrow. So I was like, oh, cool. I'll go out, paint the garage, whatever, and then I'll get on in the morning whenever the PlayStation pre-orders go live, and I'll get it ordered up. Come to find out, I come in from painting the garage 2 hours before I had come in. Websites started launching them live. So it was basically ghost drops on the pre-orders. And the one, here's a butthole beef. If you haven't listened to the podcast and you're watching this live, I got a butthole beef with one effing company. Leave it to them to F it up for everybody else. Fucking Walmart. Walmart went live with pre-orders, and everybody else just jumped and was like, I don't want to get left in the dust. Pre-order. So Walmart screwed it for everybody. But, hey, I got a pre-order, so we're all good.
They're still going to have physical copies at release too, right?
Yeah, they'll have some there for during the release. And they do claim, PlayStation claims that they will have them more than they had for the PlayStation 4. The funny thing was, though, Xbox, in response to PlayStation's absolute disaster, tweeted on their official Xbox account and said that they will have a set time for when theirs go on pre-order, and everybody will have an equal opportunity to get one. So PlayStation really butchered it. But hey, if they're going fast, the pre-orders, people are excited for the next gen.
Oh, hell yeah. Are either of you two getting it launch date?
No.
I'm right on the fence, man. It's tough when I saw the prices.
This is the least excited I've ever been for a new system. Watching all the videos, and it might be just the capabilities of my phone, but I don't think it looks like that big of an improvement. And all the games that are coming out for both systems are going to be available on the earlier systems. So why would I buy a $500 system and then pay $70 for games when I could just buy that same game for my PS4?
When do you plan on getting one then? How long do you plan to wait?
I don't know, whenever the butthole blows up.
Well, you go.
PS6?
Why don't you just go have Chipotle or Taco Bell for dinner tomorrow night, Star?
You'll blow up.
The biggest reason for me why I was nervous and I decided I wanted the pre-order was because if you guys remember the Nintendo Switch, they're still struggling with the Nintendo Switch to keep those things on store shelves.
That was partially COVID's fault.
Yeah, it's all COVID's fault. Nintendo knows what the fuck they're doing with their supply and demand. Okay.
No, the Nintendo Switch came out way before COVID.
Yeah, but it was available before COVID. COVID hit, and then it became a hot commodity.
And
That's so
only
I remember well. I remember very well.
They only
18
allow so
months.
They only
18
allow
months after
so-
that thing dropped, you guys. It was
Yeah.
18 months they were still struggling to keep it on the shelves. The Nintendo Switch is a hot commodity. Now, I do own one, but they're not easy to get.
No, dude, Nintendo does the supply and demand, okay? They make the Super Nintendo revamped, and they only release 1,000 or 10,000 so that they know they sell out right away, and then the resale market hits the fucking floors, you know? Nintendo controls the market better than any other company will.
I actually remember Nintendo when they launched the Switch. Zelda Breath of the Wild was an exclusive launch, and there was people that actually beat Breath of the Wild, and they were having shortages of Breath of the Wild. You couldn't buy it new in stores. People were selling their used copies of Breath of the Wild for $100 on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist because people wanted to play it and they couldn't get their hands on it.
COVID times with Animal Crossings. I mean, that game has absolutely blown up. You can't buy it in stores. It's probably come back now, but Nintendo creates the supply and demand chain.
Yeah.
Fucking nerds.
Well, hey, I like to follow this stuff because it's interesting to me, and it's one of my favorite pastimes. It's a guilty pleasure of mine in life is video games.
And when a company like Microsoft goes out and does something like they did today, it affects not only Microsoft, but PlayStation, Sony, and Nintendo. They went out and bought Bethesda today after all the kickback of not having enough exclusive titles. And they went out and bought some of the biggest brands, man. Fallout, Elder Scrolls.
That's the same company does Doom and Wolfenstein and Quake. And
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the Bethesda Studios is definitely a big get for Microsoft. I look forward to seeing what exclusivity they do, especially going into the new gen.
I will say this, and Xbox is kind of a tip of the cap to them. Bethesda is, from a game development standpoint, in my opinion, the strongest game developer on the market today is Bethesda. They have powerhouse games, and they carry them through. They don't sell them out. They don't go the Mass Effect route where you go with Andromeda. That's an absolute dud of a game. They keep their brand strong. And they've only ever had one flop, and that was Fallout 76, which they tried to go big online with it. And that game now it's okay, but it's been 2 years later.
And they never rush anything. If it's not right, they're going to push it back and they're going to make it right before it hits the release.
And that's the biggest reason why I do like to plug Bethesda as a powerhouse is they do things the right way. They don't just throw a half-assed game out there and hope people buy it so they can support it.
Are they going to be exclusive for just Xbox?
They've already come out and said that they are going to have some exclusives, so I'm sure they're going to get the Bethesda game studio to start working on some exclusive Xbox things, which if you pay that kind of money for a game developer like that, you might as well. But your big time titles, your Fallouts and your Elder Scrolls, those I think will always be on all platforms. What they might do though would be released on Xbox first, so it might be on Xbox for the first 3 months or something. But they'll definitely be pushing them to all consoles.
Well,
With that being, yeah, I mean the thing is, Sony does, and people like it, people don't. But one thing Sony does is they do hold those exclusives tight to the vest. And if you buy PlayStation, you love it, and if you don't buy PlayStation, you hate it. But it's what they do, and they do it well. They have a lot of good exclusives. So for Xbox to try and get on that level makes a lot of sense.
Did you pre-order any games with your pre-order?
No, I had a heart-to-heart with myself, actually, and I told myself, this generation, I'm going to go pretty much all digital. So I'm going to keep the disc versions that I have currently for the PlayStation 5, but I'm going to buy most of my games digital, I think.
And you bought the disc version for the PS5, though?
No, I haven't bought any games for it. What I have disc version. No. I bought the disc version PS5 for only one reason, because for the PlayStation 4 discs that I do own, like I own The Witcher 3 on PlayStation 4, which I want to continue to play. God of War, I want to continue to play.
Are you going to sell your PS4 or what?
Yeah, I'll for sure sell my PS4 once I get my PlayStation 5. And I do have to double check to make sure that PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 can still play like online and stuff together. Because if you can't, I'll keep my PlayStation 4 until you guys all upgrade.
So are those games going to be able to transfer the save data over to the new system?
Yep, everything will be transferable. All PlayStation 4 games are going to be playable on PlayStation 5.
But I don't think the data is.
Yeah, well, it's all backed up to your account, your PlayStation account.
I read that Spider-Man doesn't work.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Spider-Man and Miles Morales is two different games. Is that what you're referencing?
No, there's the Marvel Spider-Man. Your save data for PS5 won't transfer.
That's interesting.
The remastered version of Spider-Man on PS5 won't let you carry over PS4 saves.
Huh, that's weird. I guess I didn't know that. But I would say in like with The Witcher 3, I haven't really played it anyways, which is a damn shame. So I need to get in and play that. So from that standpoint, I don't really care.
From the standpoint of the games I haven't played yet that I really want to, I don't care.
No, for the games that, yeah, I mean,
Could you imagine
The Witcher 3
hours in Elder Scrolls or The Witcher 3, and it wouldn't bounce over.
Did he freeze?
I just don't have anything to say. Like, what do you want me to say?
Doesn't that suck? You know what the new generation for Xbox is going to be able to do? You're going to be able to save in your living room on your Xbox Series X and then go into your bedroom where your Xbox One is and load from that save point.
Okay.
And vice versa.
Okay, well, nobody on the 4 people on this screen right now, none of us play Forza, so I don't give a shit.
I wasn't saying Forza. I was saying any game you ever played ever, dude.
I thought you just said Forza. I personally, I feel like that's minuscule. How many PS4 games are you going to try and carry over to PlayStation 5? It'll be a talker for the first 6 months, and after that, nobody's going to care. It does suck a little, though.
PS4 anyways. I'd be real interested to see. We both buy Miles Morales. We'll see what the difference in look is compared to the systems. And I don't even have a Pro, so I'm like 2 systems behind you. I'd be real interested to see how much of an upgrade it is.
I did show
the videos I've seen. It looks minuscule.
No. Brandon, do you remember that video that I sent you with next gen lighting and how they're going to be able to make dynamic lighting with next generation?
Dude,
I send you that?
Video games. I'm not looking at the lighting.
So there's a video that shows
trying to land a 900.
There's a video that shows a gal walking through a cave where in old generations of gaming systems, all lighting was set from a fixed point, whereas with the new consoles, you can do. There's 2 big takeaways from it. You could do like textured, actual different textures for inside the cave, as far as like the rock formations and everything goes. Those all used to be specific sets that you would just plot into the game, whereas now you can create all unique formations, as well as lighting is what they call dynamic lighting. So lighting is going to be able to come from one singular source now, and based on where you are in said cave or building and where the light source is, shadows and everything will reflect from that. As well as it's going to open up avenues for games. What's the big game that's coming out that's been pushed back twice now? Cyberpunk 2077. Mm-hmm. Games like that are going to be able to be a lot more bigger and more expansive now. The big thing with Skyrim was it was such a big world with so much going on. They're actually going to be able to take those big worlds now and fill them out so much better. So there's more action in the world. It's not just a big empty space. So I literally think what's going to hold these next-gen consoles back immediately is going to be the TV that you're playing them on. I think if you get the right TV, you'll notice a big-time difference. And loading screens and everything we've seen from both the Xbox and the PlayStation 5, loading screens are going to be next to no waiting time. So there's going to be massive differences, but you may not notice it right away.
What was that?
Well,
once Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, that loading screen is going to take forever. They always have. Let's be realistic here.
And eventually developers will probably get to a point where loading screens are a thing again because the games will be so full. But as gamers, we're winning. I'm trying to think really quick here. We're going to get into some of the exclusives that PlayStation announced. The biggest news for Xbox was they have a set day for release date, which I think is September 22nd, right? It's coming up really soon here.
I haven't seen any of that.
I'll look it up really quick here. Might have been.
That's got to be a release date for pre-orders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I said release date. Yeah.
November. Oh, that was the original Xbox. Never mind.
But it will release a couple weeks before the PlayStation, correct?
September 22nd is pre-orders.
Yep. For the release date of November 7th.
So the Xbox Series X comes out November 10th of 2020.
So 2 days prior.
Yep.
The PS5 is coming out in the 12th.
The PS5 comes out the 12th. Yep. So they come out close to each other, and pre-orders ended up being only 10 days apart or so. So it's definitely...
For that, I mean, how many people are going to judge their purchase based off of 2 days? Is it really going to be that much where releasing it November 10th is going to increase their sales tenfold versus...
No. There's going to be one big difference. Xbox is bringing out a $299 Xbox Series S, I believe they're calling it, which is an entry-level Xbox. No disk drive. It's all digital. It's actually a little bit lower powered than the other ones. But I think you're going to see that thing be a really hot commodity for this holiday season. I think a lot of parents would rather buy a $300 next-gen console for their child than a $500 PlayStation 4. So, or PlayStation 5, sorry. So, I mean, I think that has a potential to be a real crusher, that $300 Xbox Series S.
And they're really pumping that off of the streaming service. That's supposed to be like an all-inclusive. You buy this, you pay $14 a month, and this is all you'll ever need. You don't ever need to spend any more money. Get a subscription. I did like, who's that, Tyler Fleming?
Yeah.
Tyler Fleming. PS5 needs a new God of War game before I buy it. I agree. I tend to agree with that statement. God of War is the franchise that I enjoy playing more than any of the other ones. If they release Ragnarok, that's probably be the timing that I buy a PlayStation 5.
2021. Ragnarok is announced for 2021.
Is that a Thor game?
PlayStation, this is another interesting thing with next gen. PlayStation has said that they will support the PlayStation 4 for the next 3 years when it comes to massive release titles. So Ragnarok, assuming it comes out in 2021, you'll be able to get it on PlayStation 4 if Sony holds up their word, which they have been known to say that in the past, and then they do tend to phase it out pretty quick. But it's interesting to hear them say that when they have a next-gen console on the horizon. Some of the big-time games announced, though, to kind of wrap up this podcast, really, because I don't know what else there is to say. But we'll get to our last points after we get through these games. Final Fantasy 16 is going to be coming to PlayStation 5 as an exclusive. Final Fantasy fans are geeking out over this. I played Final Fantasy 15 a little bit, and I did like it, but I'll probably be checking out Final Fantasy 16 as well. I'm not a Final Fantasy mark, though.
Is that game bigger in other countries?
It's massive. It's a JRPG, so it's huge over in Japan.
Is your grandma's basement a different country?
Is that where you play Final Fantasy, Gage?
That's the only place Final Fantasy can be played.
Hey, let's not judge gamers here, you guys. We're an all-inclusive society.
Sure.
So the next biggest game is Hogwarts Legacy, which you actually take over in Hogwarts, and you take over after the Harry. I'm assuming it's after Harry and the Harry Potter crew, but you establish your own legacy in Hogwarts. It looks amazing. It's a big open world, expansive game. I'll give you the write-up on it really quick here. One of the biggest surprises at the PlayStation 5 event was Hogwarts Legacy, an action game set in the Harry Potter universe. The game is set during the late 1800s, making it well before Voldemort's rise and the murder of Lily and James Potter, and follows what appears to be a custom-created character as they survive Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. The game is due out in 2021, so expect to hear more about this magical journey soon. So it actually takes place before.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
And that is not a PlayStation exclusive. That is available PC, all console.
Yep, not exclusive. The next big one, as we just mentioned, God of War Ragnarok, which they literally just did an announcement trailer for, 30-second announcement. It's due in 2021. So that game has people absolutely marking out.
Some spoiler alert. Plug your ears if you haven't played the game or if you plan to. Thor was mentioned at the end of the first game, so we are going to get some Thor action and some Loki action. So they're not going to be the same characters you're used to from the Marvel Universe, but it's still going to be cool to see those guys in video game form. Real Norse mythology style.
The new Avengers game too.
That one's out actually on PlayStation already.
What are the reviews on that? It looked like fun, but I have average.
Yeah, it's getting about a 7.
Short, fun campaign, repetitive online play.
Yep.
Okay.
That's exactly the right summation of it. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is the next big one, which we've touched on. We're all jacked up for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It's going to be awesome. Taking Assassin's Creed and setting it in the Viking universe, I'm all in on that.
That does sound
some of the other big ones, Battlefield 6 obviously is a big one. Borderlands 3, which is a PlayStation 4 game, will be coming to PlayStation 5. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, which will be on both systems. Well, it'll be across all systems, but it'll be on current gen and next gen consoles. Cyberpunk 2077 will obviously be on the PlayStation 5. Demon Souls is a game that has a lot of people marking out. The PlayStation 3 powerhouse that opened the Souls universe up to the whole entire world and has an absolute cult following. Souls games. The sort of trailblazer for Souls games. Demon Souls remade coming to PlayStation 5, and I believe it is going to be I think it's a day one launch, so it's going to be here in the next couple months. People are excited about it. What else is there? Destiny 2, that game is fucking trash. Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition, that one's another remake. That was on the PlayStation 4. Doom Eternal, Dragon Age 4, a lot of games. Dying Light 2 is another game. We all like Dying Light, the first one. Dying Light 2 has been talked about for a long time, but they do claim that's coming to PlayStation 5.
Are those all free on PlayStation 5?
No, they're all $70.
I read it's called PlayStation Plus something, and just with the PlayStation Plus membership, there's like a whole list of games that are free on PS5, including the God of War from PS4. A bunch of the PS were all free just for having a PlayStation Plus on PlayStation 5.
Let me look it up here if you guys want to buy me a couple minutes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the very similar thing to Xbox's Game Pass. It's a live membership boosted with a subscription service that you can get these games part of the service. And a lot of
so here is
we're both Xbox and PlayStation, right? They were released in the PlayStation release, but a lot of them are not exclusive.
Yeah.
So here's the list of games that Star Lamar was referencing when he says, what games will you be able to get if you're a PlayStation Plus member on the PlayStation 5? You're going to be able to get the likes of Batman Arkham Knight, Days Gone, which is a zombie game that I have not played yet, but I would be interested in, Fallout 4, which is an absolute amazing RPG, God of War, The Last of Us Remastered, so you'll be able to play the first one on PlayStation 5, Monster Hunter World, which is a super fun monster hunting game, Mortal Kombat X, which is a fun fighting game, Ratchet & Clank, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, which I have not played yet, but I would love to. Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, and Until Dawn, which Until Dawn is a very, very underappreciated but not undersold little make your own decisions as you go type serial killer in the woods game. Super fun.
I want to play that one really bad.
Yeah, it's a good game. So
and how much a month?
Pretty cool that they're offering that for the price of online.
So that's included in online pricing then? So
yeah, that's your PlayStation Plus. You get access to all those games.
That's awesome.
So
is there any pricing on that? Does their Plus membership go up?
I don't know if it's like the video games themselves. The sticker price on new games for PlayStation 5 is going up from $60 to $70. So I wouldn't be surprised if PlayStation Plus goes up to $70 for a year.
What if you already have it? Can you transfer your account?
I don't know how that's all going to work. I would assume you'll be able to transfer your account, but I don't know that for sure. To me, there's no reason to make it more than what it is right now because they pigeonhole you into needing to pay for it to play games. So I don't know why you'd raise the price on it, but who knows? I'll tell you this, if they give me games like that for free and they raise the price $10, I don't really care. I'll get my $10 worth out of those free games.
What about $10 a month?
Then I won't love it. But that's what Xbox Game Pass kind of is. Sony has a PlayStation Now or whatever it is where you can pay and have access to streaming games.
Also, Gage and I looked it up today, but size matters.
Not true.
It's the motion of the ocean.
Okay.
You know what? I'm not going to say much right now.
The bottom of a tuna can, but I can stretch the hell out of the sides. The PlayStation is going to be 15 inches tall, 10 inches deep, and 4 inches wide, which is pretty monstrous.
It's a brick.
The largest system
ever.
Including Xbox Original, which was a behemoth.
You take your gaming center, throw that fucker out because it don't work over there.
Series X is 5.9 by 5.9 by 11.85 inches. So quite a bit smaller in comparison.
Fuck yeah.
Which is the same for Xbox users.
I don't know. The price difference at launch, I think Xbox may come out of the gates real hot here.
PlayStation's going to have the exclusives, though. The console wars always intrigues me because for whatever reason, from the 360 to the 1 and the PlayStation 3 to the 4, it flipped, and I don't exactly know why. So it will be interesting to see what happens with this year, especially with them launching so close to each other.
I do think Xbox is going to have more sales between the 10th and the 12th.
That's a fair bet.
I think that's fair.
Console wars, they don't really start immediately.
No,
both those systems are going to be sold out.
You don't start getting
console
that.
Wars don't really start until they're available, and then you see what people buy.
Yeah, you won't really have real data until about 2 years after they've launched.
Fair enough.
But
I have a feeling PlayStation is going to go back to that, though.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys have anything else to say, I guess say it now. Otherwise, we'll wrap this thing up.
Yeah, I absolutely have a lot to say. One, I started watching Umbrella Academy this past week. An amazing show. If you have not watched it, it's a highly recommend. I'd give the show right now, I'm about 5 episodes in. I'm going to give it an 8.5. I mean, it's a must-watch show on the Butthole rating, in my opinion. I'm just getting to some of the good parts right now. I feel like it's a little predictable. I've seen a few things coming, but a lot I haven't. But it's got a really fun touch to it. So season 2, I haven't obviously caught up to that yet, but I'm expecting a lot. Also, I'm going to start Cobra Kai soon. I've heard some good things between you two. I think that's my next show once we binge through this one.
Nice. Both great.
Awesome.
Bangers. I heard this fun little fact this weekend. Star Lamar used to work at Adventure Corps, or whatever it was called. I've said it wrong every time. And I don't know if, Gage's Rage wasn't there. He bailed on us this past weekend. But Scott was there, so I don't know if he heard it. But when he left, do you guys know what he left to go do?
Podcast.
You're going to put me on blast in front of everyone. Bring up shit that hurts me. Still hurts me. My heart is torn from this stuff, Brandon.
What did Star go to do?
Star left to move to California to marry his longtime fiancée, Selena Gomez.
Oh!
Obviously, it didn't work out.
You know what, Star? More power to you.
Maybe I started this podcast with you guys to, get back at her. I can be famous too. You just watch. But, it didn't work out. We're both very busy doing different things and just at different parts in our life, you know. It happens to the best of us. I'm not closing the door on anything happening in the future. So if you're watching, I don't know, you got my number. But yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
So what you're saying, Star, was with a tear in your eye, it was mutual.
I mean, we can call it mutual, I guess.
It's mostly his decision. I thought
That excuse
that was amazing.
Holy shit.
Also, thank you, Scott and Star, for showing up this past weekend for my mother's 50th surprise birthday party. It was much appreciated that you guys came to help celebrate.
Sorry I wasn't there. Okay, I'm sick. Sue me.
Haven't heard.
You're welcome. The keg wouldn't have been gone if we didn't show up. So.
That is very, very true.
I believe that.
Finished at early in the morning, which was nice. Went through a lot of claws as well. It was a good time. A little bit of gambling. Surprises when people show up.
Is that how you spell surprise? Surprise?
Isn't it weird? You see some words a million times, and you go to spell them, and you're kind of like, that just doesn't seem right.
Yeah. I thought Aaron was spelled A-D-A-M.
Yeah, it's the damnedest thing.
So close. But it was a good time. It was a fun party. We did have an unexpected guest show up. Shotgunned a few beers with him. He was a little wild.
Dude, you got some lit ass neighbors.
No, I'm the lit ass neighbor. So that was interesting. Claims he's over. Never mind. But anyways, you guys want to wrap up the show with a Bud Hole 5?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm the 2-time defending champ, so I feel like I'm obligated to put my best foot forward here.
All right. Well, everybody knows how to play, but I'll explain the rules anyways. You have 30 seconds.
35.
To name the top 5 in whatever category I give you. It's a point for each answer correct. You don't have to have them in order. If there is a tie after the first round, we will go into the second round, which is the next 5 in a 20-second tiebreaker round. If for some reason there's a tie after that, we're going to go back and forth on pick 11. We did have our best Butthole 5 of all time last round, where Scott edged both Gage and Star out. They both had 4, but Scott got every single answer correct. I do not see this happening again. This is going to be a little bit of a tougher one. All right. Time starts after I read the first question. I want you guys to give me, according to Wikipedia, by units sold, the best-selling games from 2010 to 2019. I want the best-selling games by units sold from 2010 to 2019. All right, pencils down. Scott, pencils down. Pencils down.
I was putting the cap on it.
Okay, all right. I'll let that one slide. We will start with our reigning champion, back-to-back victories, Scooter.
So I just realized once the timer stopped that I failed to realize that Nintendo actually makes games. So I have Skyrim. I have The Witcher 3. I have Uncharted 3. Fallout 4, and The Last of Us 1.
Okay.
I'll jump back next. I also had Skyrim. I had GTA 5. I had Red Dead Redemption 2, Red Dead Redemption 1.
1 was 08.
They sold after
sold.
And Scott. Come on.
That's fair. I didn't think of that.
And Legend of Zelda.
All right, Star Lamar.
I have, and I don't even know if some of these games cost money. I have Grand Theft Auto 5, World of Warcraft, Super Mario Odyssey, StarCraft, and League of Legends.
We no longer have a reigning champ. Scott has been dethroned. Scott got 0 correct.
And a
Wow,
new-
not even Skyrim. I'm surprised by that.
Nope. Not according to this quick Google search.
That's fair.
So-
Star, watch the TV. Check the TV out, Star.
However, we do have a tie. Both got one correct. And seeing how it's kind of a tougher segment, I'm going to have you guys go another 30 seconds to get
Wait, which one did we get right?
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you another 30 seconds. I want you guys to give me 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. Try and name as many as you
Number
can.
one is still out there?
Yeah. Grand Theft Auto was that was 2. So give me 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Hey,
If you
wait,
get those, I'm going to bump it up to 10.
real quick.
What was that?
Could we do the overtime for who gets number one?
Let's do the 30 seconds, and then we'll go overtime.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Scott and I were just doing stuff. All right.
But
Stuff.
We'll
Yes.
start with whoever wants to.
I didn't even think of anything. I have Halo 4, Final Fantasy, Super Mario Galaxy 2.
All right, I had a little bit more, I guess. So I had Halo 3, Halo Master Chief Collection, I had COD Advanced Warfare, and I had Madden 17.
All right. So let's go back and forth for number 1.
Can you give us like a hint?
Yeah, something?
A hint. Let's see.
All right, let's just go back and forth if we don't get it quick.
Then I'll give you a hint. We'll start. When Star went first, we'll start with Gage.
Last of Us.
No.
Pokemon Snap.
Nope.
Pokemon Go.
No.
Fucking A. Halo 5.
I'm going to give you a hint. It is a kid's game.
Fortnite.
No. I suppose popular amongst the youth.
Oh, I might have it.
Just take it.
Wait. If I get it, can I get back into this for number 3? Come on. I know what it is, I think.
Plants vs. Zombies.
Is it a phone game?
No, it's on a system, a PC.
It's on phones, too. I'm like 99% sure I know what it is. And I'm so pissed I didn't write it down.
It's youthful. It has to do with building.
Minecraft.
There you go. Minecraft wins it. I knew this was going to be a tough one. Minecraft.
0 points awarded.
Yeah,
Zero.
that's not. Yeah, we won't
can't
count
take
that.
win.
No, that doesn't count.
What's the top 5 on Wikipedia?
No, give us what do we have 2?
We got to GTA 5.
Okay, start to give clues for 3. Whoever
No.
goes first wins.
All right. 3's Battle Royale.
Fortnite.
PUBG.
There you go. Star wins.
Star's the winner. Star's legit winner. That was money right there.
An overtime win. I'll give you the top 5 right now. Minecraft with, I believe that's 180 billion. Grand Theft Auto, 115 billion. 60 billion for PUBG. 31.4 for Mario Kart 8. You kept dancing around the Mario series there, Star. And then the Elder Scrolls 5. 30 million.
That's Skyrim.
Oh,
What?
Well, I didn't
Then
read
I
it.
won with 2.
Well, whatever. Maybe Gage wins. We'll have to go back and listen. I don't know what happens when
Jesus, he doesn't even know Elder Scrolls. One of the most popular games ever made.
They were just
it was
purchased.
all for nothing, Brandon.
With that being said, I'm done with this podcast. Star Gage Rap Show.
Go jerk off.
Bye.
Whoops.